Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Class 7 Mathematics, Chapter 8 Comparing Quantities. Today's topic is simple interest and the sums related to simple interest of exercise 8.3. Hope that you have completed till question number 8 of exercise 8.3. Those who have not completed, please complete before start writing the sums of this video. Charge given on borrowed money, or in another word we can say simple interest. Before going to learn what is meant by simple interest, we have to be familiar with some more terms. That is, first one, principal. The money you borrowed or deposited is known as sum or principal. It is denoted by capital P. Next we can say what is meant by interest. When money is borrowed, or if you are depositing some money, after few years if you are taking back, we will get some extra money. Or if we are borrowing some money for 2 years, if we are given back to the borrower, then we have to pay more amount than what we have borrowed. This extra money which is charged for the borrowed money or deposited money is called interest. So we can see the definition of interest here. When money is borrowed, some money is charged for the borrowed money. Some extra money we are charging, that is called interest, and it is represented by I. Next is amount. Amount means the total money we will get it after a few years, or we have to repay after some years. How to get that total amount? Total amount means principal plus interest. Principal plus interest is called amount. Interest is generally given in percent for a period of 1 year. It is called rate of interest. That is, rate of interest is always in percentage. That means it is the money to be paid on every rupees 100 that is borrowed, and it is to be paid every year. That is, rate of interest 5% means for every 100 rupees we have to pay 5 rupees every year. This is the meaning of rate of interest. Next we can see how to calculate simple interest. It is represented by SI or simply I. Simple interest equal to principal into rate into time in 1 year. Be careful, time in 1 year whole divided by 100, or simply we can say that simple interest equal to PRT upon 100. P means principal, R means rate of interest, and T means time period in year. Interest is called simple interest as it is the same everywhere, every year on the same principal. That is why this interest is called simple interest. The interest is same every year on the same principal. Now we have the formula simple interest equal to PRT upon 100. Now from this formula we can easily find how to find principal, how to find rate of interest. Similarly, how we can find time, the formula to find time period. So first we can see principal. Principal equal to I into 100 whole divided by RT. P is we have to find, so the remaining two letters should be in the denominator. Numerator is always I into 100 only. Next we can see rate of interest R equal to I into 100 divided by P into T. We have already taken our rate of interest, we are going to find out. So the remaining are out of PRT, the remaining are PT, that will come in the denominator. Next is time T equal to I into 100 upon P into R. So children, you should write down all these notes and by heart the formula thoroughly, then only you will be able to solve the sum easily. Now we can move to exercise 8.3, question number 9. Find the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years in each case. First one, principal equal to rupees 1200 at 12% per annum. How to solve this sum? First of all, what is given in the question, we can write it first. So it is given principal P equal to rupees 1200. At 12% per annum means it is the rate of interest. That can be represented by the letter R. So R equal to 12% per annum. Rate of interest is always calculated per annum every year. Next in the question it is given, find the amount to be paid. So we have to find amount A equal to question mark. At the end of 3 years means time period is given 3 years. So we can write T equal to 3 years. Now see how to find amount A. Do you remember the formula? Yes, amount A equal to P plus I. P we have, so first of all we have to find out I. What is meant by I? Yes, it is the simple interest. Can you tell me the formula of simple interest? Yes, simple interest I equal to PRT upon 100. Now substitute the value over here. So we get 1200 into 12 into 3 whole divided by 100. Two zeros from the numerator and denominator cancelled. So the numerator becomes 12 into 12 into 3. That is 144 multiplied by 3, which gives rupees 432. What is this amount? Yes, now we found the simple interest. We got the simple interest as rupees 432. What they asked in the question to find? We have to find amount. So we can write the formula of amount. Yes, amount A equal to principal plus interest. What is our principal? Substitute the value rupees 1200 plus rupees 432. That is the interest. If we are adding these two, we get rupees 1632. Thus, the amount to be paid at the end of third year is rupees 1632. Now we move to the second question. Principal is given rupees 7500 at 5% per annum. We have to find the amount to be paid after 3 years. So what is given in the question, we have to write first. So principal equal to rupees 7500. Rate of interest R equal to 5% per annum. Time period T equal to 3 years. Amount we have to find out. Amount means principal plus I. For that, first we have to find simple interest. Can you say the formula of simple interest? Yes, it is PRT upon 100. We have written all the values over here. You have to simply substitute. So 7500 into 5 into 3 whole divided by 100. Cancellation is so easy. Cancel two zeros from the numerator and denominator. So we get a 75 into 5 into 3 equal to rupees 1125. Now we got simple interest. We have to find amount A equal to P plus I. Substitute the value. We have P is given here rupees 7500. Now we found simple interest I equal to rupees 1125. While adding we get rupees 8625. Thus the amount to be paid at the end of third year is rupees 8625. Next, question number 10. What rate gives rupees 280 as interest on a sum of rupees 56,000 in 2 years? What do we have to find out here? We have to find rate of interest. So what is the first step? How to solve this sum? Our first step is what is given in the question, we have to write it. What rate means we have to find the rate of interest. Rupees 280 as interest. That means interest is given as rupees 280 on a sum of 56,000. Sum means principal. Principal is given as rupees 56,000. We have written that also. In 2 years means time equal to 2 years. R equal to question mark that we have to find. Do you remember the formula of simple interest? Yes, that is PRT upon 100. So what about the formula to find rate of interest? It is I into 100 whole divided by P into T. Now we have to substitute the value over here. Our I is 280. So 280 multiplied by 100 whole divided by 56,000 multiplied by 2. You can cancel 3 zeros from the numerator and denominator. Now you cancel 28 and 56. So the numerator become 1 and denominator become 2. So the total in the numerator is 1 into 1 upon 2 into 2, that is 1 upon 4. Rate of interest is given, so it should be in percentage. So we have 1 by 4 percentage, that is 0.25 percentage is the rate of interest. Thus the rate of interest is 0.25 percentage. Next question. If Meena gives an interest of rupees 45 for 1 year at 9 percentage rate per annum, what is the sum she has borrowed? What they are asked to find out here? We have to find the sum. Sum means principal P equal to question mark. Meena gives an interest of rupees 45. That means interest I equal to rupees 45 for 1 year means time T equal to 1 year. At 9 percentage rate per annum means rate of interest R equal to 9 percentage per annum. Now it is easy to calculate sum. Sum means principal. We can use the formula P equal to I into 100 upon R into T. P we have to find out. R equal to 9 percentage, T equal to 1 year, I equal to rupees 45. The principal P equal to I into 100 upon R into T. Now you have to just substitute the values in the formula. So we get 45 into 100 upon 9 into 1. 9 and 5 can be cancelled. We get 5 in the numerator and 1 in the denominator. So the answer is 5 into 100 rupees 500. That is the principal is rupees 500. That is the sum Meena borrowed is rupees 500. You can check whether the question is correct or not by substituting I equal to PRT upon 100. So you will get I equal to rupees 45 only. This is the way you have to check. So children, we completed this chapter comparing quantities. Hope that you understood the chapter very well. Let's recall what we learned in this chapter. No need to copy down this in the CW, just we are revising what we learned in this chapter. So, do you remember what we learned first? Yes. First, we recall what is meant by ratio and proportion, how to find the ratio of two quantities. For what we are using the ratio and proportion? Yes, to compare two quantities, we are using ratios and percentage. Percentage meaning we have already discussed out of 100, and you know that converting fractions and decimal to percentage. Similarly, the percentage is given, you are able to convert it into fractions and decimals. Next we have discussed use of percentage. Percentages to how many, how to find how many. Similarly, ratios to percents, increase or decrease as percent, that all we have discussed. Do you remember the formula increase or decrease percentage? Yes, change in amount upon original amount into 100 will give increase percentage. Next we discussed the topic profit or loss as percentage. Already you learned profit and loss. Here we are finding it as a percentage. Profit percentage equal to profit upon CP into 100. Similarly, loss percentage equal to loss upon CP into 100, and sums related to that also we have discussed. Next, the last topic we discussed in this chapter is simple interest. How to calculate simple interest. Simple interest, that formula is I equal to PRT upon 100. From this formula, you are able to find principal also, rate of interest, time also. You can remember all these formulas and by heart it. So we completed this chapter. Next class we will start new chapter. Before that you have to complete chapter number 8. All the try these questions, exercise and all the notes what I have given. Those who are not completed, please complete before starting the new chapter. Let's see in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day. We will be back with a new chapter in the next class.